Welcome back to Central Valley Talk, where we talk to everybody about any issue they want. We're not exclusive. We don't exclude anybody who has good ideas. And coming up here, we're going to have the elections come up for President of the United States. And you see certain people on the news fumbling and bumbling like Trump and Biden, two guys running for president. A couple more people, Tim Scott's running, that DeSantis guy's running. A lot of people are running, but and you're going to see a lot more come out too. We are very fortunate to have a candidate for President of the United States on our show right now. Our guest, running for the Green Party, George Zavala. Welcome, George.
Oh, thank you, Mike. It's always a pleasure. It's an honor to be here.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Now, we've been talking to you for a couple of days. You're making a lot of sense about some things.
We are. We need to keep focusing on that because we really need to be open-minded. We need to be objective about the cause, and we need to also understand the effect.
Yeah, now you say the cost. Some people in the Green Party, we all want a greener America. We all want climate change under control. We want all that. Some people are just shouting out possibilities, what should be done. But you take a scientific approach. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, we want to be analytical. We want to use data that's going to actually help motivate, help mold the issues that we're having. Everything's kind of outlandish. What direction do we go? Again, I want to emphasize some of the technologies right now that are affecting the farmers. Mm-hmm. They're for the climate change. They're almost the enemy. So we need to find better ways so they can adapt.
Some Green Party people make them into the enemy. So
they really kind of do. They're looking at it the wrong way. We got other issues.
Why can't we just get rid of it? The cows, we know the cows do cause methane and gas in our air. And the plants, you're planting stuff, you're hurting the soil. Can we just get rid of the cows and get rid of the plants?
Well, see, for the cows, the poop, the methane that's coming from them can be recycled into methane gas. Ah. The energy from from their poop too can also be converted into energy, electricity, which hasn't been touched yet.
So yes, it's harmful, but there's another side to it where you can harness that,
there's
capture
benefits.
that. I see. Okay.
And then we need that again to refertilize the earth. So if we're not taking those initial steps, then yeah, it can be a waste. It can be looked at as something wrong. So it's like throwing the trash or the recycling.
Yeah. Now the most remarkable thing that you said to me over the last few interviews was about water. You think we have more water than it seems, because we have an ocean full, for one thing.
We do. It's just, again, environmentalists are fighting environmentalists. We had 3 months of rain here in California. That water, one drop wasn't captured. And then they want to regulate, we don't have water. They're going to put the constraints on the farmers,
A lot of water went by us. We had it in our hands. We didn't capture it.
We had it. And I was thinking that the whole time, are they collecting this?
Yeah.
And they're not.
Right.
So now the devastation is next year when they put these new bills to affect the farmers. These constraints are unrealistic. They're going to cut them by 50%. A lot of these farmers are going to get hurt. So what's going to happen? They're not going to farm. They're going to give up. They're going to use 50% of their land, which is going to cost. If 50% is cut off, then it's going to be like a 70% inflation. Mm. The workers that are developing that, they're going to be out of work. And then we have other countries that are going to starve, literally, and the military that's used to support our military is also going to have an effect. So we're going to have this big demand on a little area, and it was because of what? Because we weren't being objective, Mike. We were being biased. We didn't know how to separate our personal truths from our political truths and converting objective data into objective truth. We have to have a balance of ethics involved here. We need to have more inclusion. The farmers, what they're saying has to be heard. And if they're not being heard or listened to, then how can you change anything? How is it going to affect society? That money in society right now is also hurting. We need to have money rolling back into the economy. We need more workers. We need more jobs. We need more innovation. So the water vortex implosion system that I'm proposing, that it's been there for 20-something years.
Water vortex implosion system.
Right.
Tell us about that.
So it creates a vortex. I think Victor Strauberger, way back when, he noticed if he made the water cold and if he twisted it, it actually would lift and carry the logs down the water.
Mm.
So for 50-something years, there's been a lot of understanding about water has a memory, and this memory that can be through this water implosion system that can be harnessed, and then the water becomes smarter, more intelligent. What happens is the water starts breaking down the isotopes, the compounds, and it starts breaking down the chemical compounds in the water, and then causing the ground to be more fertile, and then the plants to be more healthier, having bigger roots.
Mm-hmm.
It's causing the soil. We don't have to use less fertilizers for the plants, so that the soil is again being more fertile, and so as the plants become stronger and healthier, then they resist more pesticides, insects.
You're saying this green technology not only does not punish the farmers, but actually helps them.
Yeah, so we want to get up to a maximum of 30% of water savings, 30% of yield growth in excess of what they already have now. So those two big numbers there, 30 and 30, would stabilize the problems and minimize the use of chemicals in the water and the fertilizers and pesticides.
Helps the farmers, gives them a better product, helps the environment.
Right, we got jobs being created, we got climate control being understood, and then more research and development to this system can be used into hospitals, inside the body, to help purify the body of all its chemicals and components. So there's a lot of study. And then this water can be pulled out of the air, can be reseeded into the clouds.
There's a lot of water in the air, isn't there?
There is a lot of water. We really, we're 70% of water ourselves. So if we don't understand this, these problems and understand the information that's in the water and this technology is being brought forth, well, it's like being in the dark ages, Mike.
Yeah.
We're in a problem, but don't know how to fix it. So again, we had to come together. We need a leader that's going to take charge, that's going to open our minds, that's going to use these technologies that have been overlooked. Again, there's another one I'd like to emphasize, that we have solar light coming into your home without the cost of electricity. Sunlight in your home, so you can sunbathe, you can grow in your home, and you can have vitamin D and enrich yourself without having to go outside. And this is minimum cost.
Mm.
So, there's a lot of technologies that are out there. We must break the strong arm control of the patents that are hurting us with the oil companies and the car companies. They're in collusion with each other, and they own all these rights to. There's several engines that are run on water, several models. It's been there for a very long time. They don't want us to use them. Right?
They want us to use gas.
What are we using water for? We're using water for electricity. We're using water, as people don't understand also, that the nuclear power systems, what are they doing? They're not using nuclear power for energy. That nuclear power is there to boil water. It's pushing turbines. That's all it's doing.
Mm.
So, okay, and so people really need to understand the power of water. It expands 15,000 times when you heat it up. That pressure is immense. The trains, the locomotives, that power is we're boiling water. Coal is boiling water to push turbines.
So that's all everything's doing. It's just heating up the water. I never realized that.
Yeah. So people, we don't. So we're kind of overlooking the problem. We're being misguided, misunderstood, and so that's what you're saying. We got to be scientific. We got to take these measures and use them as in comparison to other measures, and projecting these measures and how they're going to affect society. But these low-cost aids that are there now can have this dramatic effect on society and the globe. The globe's we're growing.
Right.
It's getting bigger. It's getting more dangerous. We had adversaries like China, the dependency, and that we have upon these other countries for help and aid when we're not self-sufficient. And why? Where's all the money going, Mike? Why isn't it transparent?
Do not know.
Why isn't the people, acting as they should? Well, they feel that they have leaders supposed to be doing that for them.
Ethics things that you talk about.
So we got to, it's called inclusion. We got to bring power of democracy back into the hands of the Commonwealth.
Well, let's get to some nuts and bolts now.
Okay.
A lot of these ideas are expressed on your website, right?
It is.
And we're going on
growing.
we're doing them real quick, but they're deep subjects that need to be looked into. So where do we go to read more about this?
votejz.org.
It's right on the screen, by the way.
It's the most informative, influential, and you can take an action to make a difference. The power is in your hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Right on that website.
You gotta sign the petitions. It has to be on paper. You gotta be heard. But if everybody doesn't, it's good to rally up. It's good to have meetings. But if it's not on paper, it doesn't mean anything to anybody. We need data to let the Congress know that you're serious. You know, people are not voting, Mike. Their college electoral vote is not working for them anymore.
Right.
You know, it's supposed to balance out and make sure things are safe and equal, and it's not. And so everybody doesn't vote, so nobody cares. And whatever happens, happens. Again, so the conglomerate monopolizing big companies, they're taking full advantage of that. And now it's too late. All this separation of money between the rich and the poor. What's going on right now with the actors and the writers in Hollywood? They're saying that it's inflamed. You know, Disney's is saying it's not realistic, it's not reasonable what they're doing. And on the other hand, we have the Commonwealth saying, hey, I got to drive Uber in between jobs. We're not making it. But these guys are making billions of dollars on a movie, and I'm getting peanuts. Right. Something wrong with this picture, Mike?
Yep.
So people are getting wiser, and they're saying this is not right. But again, to make it right, you have to make that change and that difference. The pickets and the standoffs is good, but it needs to, again, be on paper. Right. We need to have numbers and names.
We're running out of time. I want to get us on track here, too. I want to drive our viewers to one place. That's votejz.org.
votejz.org. You said it, Mike. That's correct.
And they can find out how to get involved. They can find out facts, things they need to consider as we're coming up to a presidential election. And the time's going to come where people have to decide who gets on the ballot for the Republican Party, the Democrat Party, the Green Party. So there's got a lot of things going on that the more excitement you can get for you, the more attractive you'll look to the parties to put you on the ballot. So
yeah, it's a race right now. So I'm racing against myself is really what it is. It's
you're not running against Trump or Biden right now.
No, it's bringing forth this power of democracy. It's bringing forth this technology. We're not here about fighting. We're not here about arguing. We're here about making a difference. And we're here about showing solutions that matter to the people. And so that is the difference. Let's stop pointing fingers and let's just get down to business, Mike.
Very good. All right, George Zavala, the candidate for President of the United States. He's running to get on the ballot for the Green Party, and he's got some good ideas. Go to his website, votejz.org. We have about 30 seconds left. George, what do you want to tell our viewers?
Well, I guess we want to summarize. Ladies and gentlemen, it's in your hands. It's your choice. It's your vote. It's your opportunity. Don't throw it away. Utilize the power that's in you. Give value to yourself. Believe in yourself that what you say does have a difference. So I urge you to vote for me, George Zavala, as your next presidential candidate of the United States, and I'm going green. Thank you.
Going green. George Zavala, the only presidential candidate we've had this year. We're going to have more before the year's over, but for now, I just want to say stay tuned because George is going to be back again and again right here on Central Valley Talk. We'll be back right after this.